Pretty Allergic for Life here, bringing you guys a brand new video. And hey, if you like this video, then please leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe, because hey, that helps out a lot and also shows YouTube that hey, this is a good video, and it goes a long way to helping me out. So over the weekend we had a bunch of cards revealed, starting at about like Thursday-ish and all the way throughout. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to cover them as they came out because I had a whole lot of work to do, like about 40 hours across 4 days. How about that? Fun stuff. So, of course, we got to talk about first things first. The new evil hero, Sinister Necrom. Okay, so as you guys know, I'm a big hero nut job. Like how much I love heroes. They're my some of my favorite archetypes with Destiny and everything. So of course, evil heroes. I'm loving this. And so far, every single evil hero card that they have revealed has been good, and it's so cool. So this is Evil Hero Sinister Necrom. He's a level 5 dark, 1600 attack, 1800 defense, fiend effect monster. And obviously, well, if you don't know what the original elemental heroes are, you probably won't know, but obviously he is the evil version of elemental hero Necroshade. Now, elemental hero Necroshade already kind of looked evil, like, to be completely honest, but however, this really ramped it up, and people were kind of joking he looks like the evil Lord Zed or whatever his name was from the original Power Rangers TV series. And honestly, after people pointed it out, yeah, he really does. It's so cool. I love it. Now, the original elemental hero Necroshade had the basic effect of once while he's in the graveyard, you can just summon a level 5 or higher elemental hero monster for free without tribute. That's really good for old school elemental heroes, since they have a lot of high level monsters. And then also you got stuff like, you know, Neos, so that lets you get Neos out for free. Well, they decided to take that effect and ramp it up times 10 for evil hero Sinister Necrom here, who basically has a similar effect where you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon a evil hero monster from your hand or deck, except a copy of himself. I love this. This is a simple, plain upgrade to Necroshade's original effect, and it is just awesome. I love it. It's so good. Just banish it from your graveyard, get a free evil hero. No restrictions on that monster, no restrictions on what you can do, no restrictions on anything else. The only restriction is that you can't summon another copy of him to loop it. So that makes sense. It's also, of course, a hard once per turn, so that kind of prevents more shenanigans with that. Now, for evil heroes as an archetype, right now there are only 2 heroes that you'd really want to bring out. The first is Inferno Gainer, who's a level 4, 1600 attack. I believe, no, he has 0 defense. Yeah, 1600 attack, 0 defense. With the effect where you can banish him, target a fiend you control, it can attack twice during each battle phase. That is really good. So if you need to go for multi-attacking, you have a Bane out, you want to try and go for game, you use Bane's effect to pop everything, you use Necrom's effect from graveyard, summon Gainer from deck, Gainer effect, banish himself, targeting the Bane, so that now Bane can attack twice, hopefully go for game. Oh yeah, and then Gainer comes back after like 2 turns. Like, it's weird to incorporate it's like Destiny Hero shenanigans with that, where he comes back 2 turns later. But I digress. The only other really good monster to summon off of him is Evil Hero Malicious Edge, who is a level 7, 2600 attack, can't remember the defense, who basically can be tribute summoned for 1 tribute if your opponent controls more monsters than you, and he has piercing. Now, why would you want to summon Malicious Edge? Well, he basically counts as fusion material for 2 of the deck's best fusion monsters, that being Malicious Fiend and Malicious Bane. So yeah, if you want to go for the fusion summons, you're gonna need to play Edge to, well, summon him off of Necrom. Now, you don't need to play Edge, especially since Sinister Necrom meets the fusion requirements for Malicious Bane, so that is nice as well. But however, if you want to make Malicious Fiend, you do need Malicious Edge, or something that copies him, you know, his name and stuff. So there is also, of course, Infernal Prodigy, but Prodigy would much rather just summon off of his Cyber Dragon effect and use for Link shenanigans. And then you also have a Duster Gold, but a Duster Gold has no on-field effect other than that he can't attack unless you control a fusion monster. So yeah, that's not really particularly good. So yeah, Inferno Gainer and Malicious Edge seem to be the best targets right now for Sinister Necrom, unless we get something more. And trust me guys, I am refreshing this page like every, like, freaking 5 minutes. Waiting to see if something gets revealed this early in the morning. I'm gonna cry if something gets revealed this early in the morning and I'm recording this for no reason. Well, not for no reason, but, you know, it's gonna be outdated. So next up we got Predaplant. Oh boy. Helium Forfincus, I don't know. Somebody seems to really like the Rain Forfincus monster, like dinosaur, because good lord, this is the third Forfincus monster. We got Land Forfincus, that Pendulum normal monster. Now we got a freaking Predator Plant Forfincus monster. So that's just something kind of funny to note. So this is Predaplant, Helium Forfincus, as I said before. Level 8 Dark Plant Effect Monster, 1200 attack, 2400 defense. Just a kind of okay stats there. His first effect, and you can only use each of his effects as a hard once per turn. His first effect is, if your opponent has a monster with a Predator counter, you can spell summon this card from your hand. And then if this card is destroyed by your opponent, you can target one dark monster that's a dragon or a plant in your graveyard, except a copy of himself. Special summon that monster from your graveyard. So this is a really mixed card for Predaplants. First and foremost, the main thing that Predaplants need is more ways to spread their counters. I feel honestly like they have a really rock solid monster lineup for the most part. You know, you got Spinodionea and you got Orphoscorpio for your special summoning. You got Darwin Cobra to search out your spell, your fusion spell once per duel. That's another thing they need. They need another way to search out more polymerizations and stuff. But they just really need more so getting more Preda counters, because they really don't have an easy time to do it. Right now, the easiest ways to do it is Predaplast and Spinodionea's effect to put one on the field whenever he's summoned. Which, okay, you get one. You need a bunch, not just one. So I'm really mixed on this. Now, however, this thing does do two really good things for this deck. First and foremost, he can just plop himself on the field for basically nothing. So, theoretically, let's say you open Spinodionea and Polymerization in this guy. Normal summon Spinodionea, a Spinodionea effect, targeting a monster your opponent controls, put a Preda counter on it. Cool. Then you can special summon this guy from your hand, activate Poly, and immediately go into either Starving Venom Fusion Dragon or oh crap, what's his name? Chimera Rafflesia. Now, in addition to that, if you have either of the Predaplant Kaiju monsters, you can special summon this guy, then tribute that monster that you gave the counter onto to special summon the Predaplant Kaiju, and then activate Polymerization and go into Ghidorah. I don't remember what the freaking three-headed one's name is. I'm just going to call him Ghidorah because I am hyped for Godzilla. It's coming out in 3 days. Oh god, please. So, yeah, that's something that's really good. He acts as fusion fodder for, you know, just going into general fusions. Speaking of being a level 8 monster, this thing finally gives the deck an in-archetype way of summoning Greedy Venom very easily without having to make a fusion monster first. Greedy Venom Fusion Dragon is, of course, the upgraded version of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, and he needs a level 8 Dark Monster plus another Dark Monster. No, plus a Predaplant. It's something like that. So, you just summon this guy. Or heck, not even have to summon him because the fusion material is going to be in your hand. Activate Poly, fuse this guy with another dude, and then hey, there you go. You got your Greedy Venom. And Greedy Venom is a scary boss monster. He also, of course, acts as material in the graveyard for Greedy Venom's effect to banish the spell summon himself from your graveyard if he does get killed. So that's really good. Speaking of reviving from the graveyard, I'm not the biggest fan of this effect. The biggest thing is that you got to rely on your opponent killing him. And I'm not 100% sure if you can just crash him into something to special summon him, to special summon the monster, because it specifically says by your opponent. And I know there can be some weird rulings with that, so I'm not going to really lay any judgment on that in particular. But yeah, your opponent basically has to be an idiot to basically trigger that effect. Unless, of course, you can just crash into it to, well, trigger. I don't know. So it will be interesting to see how many copies get played in the deck, probably depending on what else we get in this set for Predaplants. To my knowledge, this is the second Predaplant card to get revealed. So we still got a lot more that can be revealed. Moving on to new cards that have been revealed. Oh, that reminds me, I haven't covered the oracles yet, have I? I gotta find them now. Yeah, they got revealed so far ago, I forgot all about them. Darn it. I am sorry about that. There we go. There they are. Okay, so I'm gonna cover the field spell, then we're gonna cover the oracles. So, Earthbound Geoglyph. Earthbound's finally have a field spell. It's about freaking time. I swear, for a field spell oriented archetype, they kind of needed their own field spell. Now, granted, I'm gonna be 100% honest, guys. I'm not entirely sure you're gonna be playing this in Earthbound decks. So, while there is a level 10 or higher, level 10 specifically, monster is on the field, neither player can target this card with card effects. Also, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Okay, that right there is really good because, of course, all the Earthbounds auto-kill themselves if you don't have a field spell out. Secret monsters can be treated as 2 tributes for your tribute summon of your Earthbound Immortal monster. That's really handy. And then if a Synchro monster is spell summon, you can add an Earthbound Immortal spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. Now, my biggest issue is this card specifically specifies Earthbound Immortal spell or trap. If it just said Earthbound spell or trap, we'd be fine. But it specifically states Earthbound Immortal. Now you might be saying, well, none of the Earthbound Immortal spell and trap cards, except for the, heck, none of them say Earthbound Immortal in the TCG names. That's because none of them do. In Japan, where this naming shenanigans actually matters, only 2 of them do. That being Earthbound Revival and Roar of the Earthbound. Of course, that means you can't search out the best of the best Earthbound cards. That means you can't search out Earthbound Wave, a one-sided Harpy's Feather Duster. Well, I mean, it is a Harpy's Feather Duster, but for Earthbounds. That means you can't search out the other cards. Let's see here. So, just simply as a showcase of what you cannot search and what you can search. Okay, so we got the Earthbounds. You can search Earthbound Revival because it has Earthbound Immortal in the OCG name. Not a bad card at all. Discard a card, target an Earthbound Immortal, and a field spell in a graveyard. Add those targets to your hand. Pretty good. Then there's Earthbound Whirlwind. This is one of the cards you can't search, and you'd prefer to be able to search this card, where all it is if you control an Earthbound Immortal, destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. How nice would that be? Let's see here. You can't search Revival of the Earthbounds, which is basically a monster reborn for Earthbounds. You can't search Call of the Earthbound. You can't search Offering to the Immortals, which is an actually decent card. You can search Roar of the Earthbound, which basically is a once per turn negate attack if you control an Earthbound Immortal and it has higher attack than the monster that's attacking. You can't search Earthbound Wave, which is the Infernity Barrier for the deck. Why can you not search this out, Konami? This is just so annoying. You can't search out the Harpy's Feather Duster, and you can't search out the Infernity Barrier. That would be much better if you could search those out, rather than just Roar of the Earthbound, a card that was garbage back in the day and garbage now, and a okay retrieval card. Jeez. I really hope that we get some renaming with this set, so that we could search out Earthbound Whirlwind, Revival, maybe Offering. I don't really care about Offering, to be honest. And of course the big thing, Earthbound Wave. If we could search out Earthbound Wave and Earthbound Whirlwind, that'd be perfect, but we can't, so yeah. Continuing with the Earthbound stuff, we got the 2 Oracles. Reaper, Oracle of Supay, who, might I just say, is a really nice looking waifu here, and good old Envoy Oracle of a Scatter. God, the naming. So, these 2 are both level 5, one Earth Spellcaster Effect monsters. A Scatter has 2300 attack and 1500 defense, and Supay has 2200 attack and 1900 defense. Supay and a Scatter basically have the exact same effect, except they summon their respective tuner. So, Supay can once per turn, as a hard once per turn, discard 1 other card, spell summon this card from your hand in defense position, then you can spell summon a Supay from your hand or deck. You cannot spell summon monsters from your extra deck during the turn you activate this effect, except for Synchro monsters. Good old Envoy of a Scatter here has the exact same effect, except he summons Fire Ant, a Scatter from your hand or deck, and he, well, again, can't summon anything from your extra deck except for Synchro monsters. These 2 cards would have been absolutely phenomenal pre-Master Roll 4. Just discard special summon, synchro into Sun Dragon and Moon Dragon instantly. Oh my god, yes, please. But because of Master Rule freaking 4, you can't do that. You gotta summon one, let it die, then do the other one, and then you get to do the cycle of the sun and the moon. That is annoying as hell. Now, obviously, something you could do is you could, use its effect, discard, special summon, synchro into one of the 2 dragons, activate Geoglyph, tribute off the synchro monster to normal summon out your Earthbound, and then use the other guy's effect, or girl, whatever, to be able to summon out the other dragon. Okay, cool. But still, that's not particularly amazing, because you would really want to summon out Earthbound Overwalker, so that then you can put your opponent's life points at 3k and go for game right there, rather than having to, well, just go around for a hoop and a hurdle. You see, this is my biggest issue. I want to like these cards. They're awesome. It's really cool. I love them. They're really cool artwork, really cool for the deck. I'm so glad that we're getting Sun and Moon Dragon support, and of course Earthbound support along with it. But Master Rule 4, man, I hate it. Oh, and it's not even for the rest of this turn. It's for the whole turn. So if you make a Link monster first, you can't do it. I just noticed that. You cannot special summon monsters from your extract during you activate this effect, except synchro monsters. So you can't even make a Link monster first to be able to get it going. Gotta hate you, Konami. On the bright side, it doesn't stop you from doing other special summons, so you could discard a danger and get pluses off of that. Doesn't make it any less annoying, guys. Okay, moving on. We got new Gimmick Puppet support. We got Gimmick Puppet Terror Baby, and Terror Baby it is, because this thing is creepy. You will definitely not be taking candy from this baby. So, he's a level 4 Dark Machine effect monster. 0 attack, 500 defense. When this card is normal summon, you can target a Gimmick Puppet monster in graveyard, except a copy of itself. Special summon that monster in defense position. You can banish this card from your graveyard for the rest of this turn. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of the effects of Gimmick Puppets in your possession. So, this card is just really good in general. You just normal summon it, bring out a Gimmick Puppet from your graveyard. There you go. Now, what you might be wondering what to do with it is, well, you can just link into something or help you go into other combos. Ideally, like, bring out, like, the dude who, what was it called? Gear Changer, so you can target Terror Baby. Gear Changer becomes level 4, then you can make the rank 4, which would be kind of cool. But, however, there's also something else. This thing is only 500 attack, so you could also machine dupe it, which means that this deck has now, like, what? Almost every single monster in its archetype that's in the main deck is a machine dupe target. So, yeah, machine dupe is definitely going to be a 3 of in this deck. Now, you might be wondering, what would you do with the other 2? Well, Gimmick Puppets do have a Link monster. It came out in, like, an extra pack thing as just something that came out of nowhere, and it's a darn good Link monster. So, this is good. Like, in all honesty, normal summon, bring out something, machine dupe it, use the 2 other Terror Babies to make your Link monster, and then preferably if like you made Gear Changer, use Gear Changer effect, target Terror Baby, they become level 4, make the rank 4. If your opponent somehow actually has a monster of a level, use the Gigantus effect, detach, take control, tribute him, make them level 8s, overlay into a Gimmick Puppet XCs. Now that might sound like a lot of work for just kind of minimal effort, well, minimal results. That's because it is. Unfortunately, that kind of defines Gimmick Puppets. Gimmick Puppets really still need a big negator, and they don't have one. Like, they really need some form of destruction for their boss monsters, something to be able to actually summon and interact with the opponent during your opponent's turn. Now, that being said, I do really like the second effect, where you can just banish it and prevent your opponent from activating anything in response to Gimmick Puppet monster effects for the rest of this turn. That means you can effectively lock them out of being able to stop your, what was it called? Oh crap. Gimmick Puppet of strings from putting everything that your opponent controls with a string, well, put everything, give everything a string counter, and then rank it up into the big Gimmick Puppet of Chaos Strings, whatever his name was, and then nuke them all, burn your opponent, draw a card. That's pretty cool. I'm still hoping the deck gets its own archetypal rank up because, of course, Argent Chaos Force is banned, and I don't think Konami's going to bother doing the smart decision and banning Utopic Zexal to bring it back, so it's going to be interesting to see what Konami does with that. Moving on, we got the other newly revealed Gimmick Puppet. Gimmick Puppet Bisque Doll. To my knowledge, according to here, oh, I thought they had like a little thing on what a Bisque Doll is. It's basically a porcelain doll. Creepy as hell artwork, of course, because it's Gimmick Puppets. It's a level 8 Dark Machine effect monster, 1,000 attack, 1,000 defense. God, I wish you were 500 attack lower. Anyway, so you can spell summon this card from your hand by discarding one Gimmick Puppet monster. You can banish this card from your graveyard for the rest of this turn. Gimmick Puppet monsters you control cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. 2 really simple, very good effects, and also that's not a hard once per turn on that first effect. So you could, theoretically, if you have multiples of this and, of course, some Gimmick Puppets, you can discard a, like, I don't know, Jury Doll, special summon this, then discard another Gimmick Puppet, special summon another copy of this, and then use Jury Doll to banish another monster discarded, special summon that, and then hopefully you have, like, a Magnet Doll or something to just plop on the field, make your Link 2, make an Xyz. You still emptied out your entire hand, but hey, you've got a Link and an Xyz. Anyway, so that's pretty nice, just being able to have it for comboing and stuff. It basically is a Galaxy Soldier for the deck, and considering it's not a once per turn, I wonder if maybe we might see like Gimmick Puppets mixed in with something else as well, because you could do some interesting shenanigans with the other Gimmick Puppets who don't have restrictions on them, well, kind of like Magnet Doll, yeah. But anyway, so, yeah, moving on. The second effect is pretty nice. I really wish it was a quick effect because then you could do it during your opponent's turn, banish it during your opponent's turn, and then prevent your opponent from targeting your Gimmick Puppets, which would be really, really nice. I've heard some people talking about, oh, hey, maybe they could give Gimmick Puppets a version of the Orchest Field spell where your Gimmick Puppet monsters become quick effects, and that would be really cool. But other than Bisque Doll here, I can't really think of... Oh yeah, Giant Grinder. There you go. That's it. Giant Grinder and Bisque Doll. And of course, then you could also churn out... crap, what's his name? Leo's effect faster, because then you could detach once during your turn, once during your opponent's turn. And then all you'd have to do is roll it back to your turn, do it again, and hey, you win the duel. But I don't know. I don't see it happening. But overall, just for Gimmick Puppets in general, this is a really nice card. And then finally, I know this isn't a card, I just really want to talk about it because I am a big fan of figures and I want this so bad and I want to talk about it because it's so cool. They are making a Stardust Dragon figure and look at this glorious beauty. I know this is only a prototype and it's not colored yet, but God, I love this. I want it now. I don't care how much it's going to be. I want it. Actually, I do care how much it's going to be because it's probably going to be expensive. If the Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dark Magician figures are anything to go off of. It's funny too because Magician Girl figures are actually rather cheap last I checked, which is weird because normally the waifu figures are the expensive ones. I don't know, let's just go ahead and refresh YGO organization real quick, see if there's anything new. And nope, that's not the case. So, what do you guys think of these new cards? Personally, this is really shaping up to be the best Legendary Duelist set we've had yet. I'm so excited. There's not a single bad card in this entire set so far, I would argue. And that's impressive. So, what do you guys think about this? What do you think about all these new cards? What do you want to see from the remaining of the Gimmick Puppet, Evil Hero, and Scatter? Well, Sun and Moon Dragons decks. I feel like there's one more missing, right? Evil Hero, Gimmick Puppet, and Earthbound / Fire and Sun Dragons. Well, Sun and Moon Dragons. And then you got the other thing. I feel like I'm forgetting there was another one. I know there's Bakuras, but that's only 4, right? Yeah. What was the 5th one? I can't remember. Oh, Predaplants. So yeah, what do you guys want to see from the remaining of the support for these archetypes? I can't wait to see what else we get. It's going to be really interesting, and hopefully this alludes to more support for these archetypes in the future, especially for Evil Heroes, because I still want to see retrains of Personitrix, Avion, Clayman, and of course Sparkman. So guys, thank you all for watching. Have a great day. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. See you all later. Peace out, and have a great day. Goodbye.